Hey guys, welcome to Late Night with BryHam. So glad to have you here with me tonight. I think it's going to be a great night. Of course, as you can probably tell by the title below, um, I made a statement at the beginning of the year that some people weren't too happy about. But we're going to talk about that tonight and kind of revisit that and kind of talk about it a little bit and see where to go from here. But first, uh, let's look at the current one more time just to make sure we kind of all understand and on the same page what's going on. So let's go back to the current with Kel, and I'll be right back with you.
Hey guys, welcome Wave. My name's Kel Corson, and today we actually have quite a few currents, and so I figured I'd just take you on a walk today. And yes, I am in the cemetery, but that's because it's my backyard. And also sorry for all the wind noises you might hear during this. But anyway, so the first current today is if you would like to send a video of you dancing / TikToking / sharing something God has done with you in 15 seconds or less, that would be amazing. But what I want to know is why every time do I say that current, do I say this? Less than 15 seconds or less. In less than 15 seconds or less. In less than 15 seconds or less. In less than 15 seconds or less. That's anyway, so also if you would like to send your testimony in text, we're calling it textimonies. The number to send that is in the description below, and so if you would like to do that, you can check that out. Also guys, we will not be having our regular wave service next Wednesday. We will still have a service, but that will be on the FDM channel at 7 o'clock. If you don't know FDM, they do stuff like, what do they do? They do adrenaline, winter retreat, let's see, what else? They do simple conference, and so different things like that. And we're going to have a bunch of youth groups from all over watching this one thing as it goes live at 7 o'clock. And so stay tuned for that. Mr. Johnny or Mr. Bryan will give you more information about that. We still are having late nights with BryHam on Friday nights at 9 p.m. If you would like to know more or maybe share the information with a friend, we do have this video right here where I was just way too energetic and way too weird. Also my voice was just, well, it was shot. I'm losing my voice. Also, Tuesdays at 1, Mr. Johnny has his own thing. I don't exactly know what he is calling it, but it's Tuesdays at 1 if you want to check it out. And it's pretty cool. But anyway, but that's all I have for y'all today. Hope y'all enjoy and possibly learn something the rest of the time. Your way.
So like Kel said, make sure you send in your 15 to 60 second videos. It don't have to be less than 15 seconds or less like he always says for some reason. But as long as it's about a minute or less, we can work with that. It could be like a video of you dancing, a video of you giving your testimony, an encouraging word for somebody, just whatever it is, send it to us. DM us on Instagram. It's right down below in the description, DC Students GA. You can hashtag DC Students GA. You can text it to us at the number below. That's also our testimonies number. We can take those that way, I believe. But yeah, also speaking of testimonies, make sure you send your testimonies in to us because we really want to hear what God's doing for you. It may seem like a small thing, like I mean, I woke up today. That's no small thing for some people. So we want to hear about what God's doing for you, because we want to celebrate with you and to be able to, just be happy. Like it's such a hard time right now. We want to hear every good story we can possibly hear, and encourage a story to help encourage somebody else. So, and also don't forget to share this channel with your friends because we have a nice little $25 Amazon gift card up for grabs. Whoever invites the most friends to subscribe will win $25 gift card. It's that simple. So invite your friends, tell them to subscribe to this channel, DC Students, and because we really want to get to 100 subscribers so we can do more things, more awesome things, and have more fun as well. So make sure they subscribe and let us know. They can send us a message saying, hey, this person invited me to subscribe. Just want to let you know. Or they can just subscribe and then send us a name. We'll kind of figure it out from there. But anyway, so glad you're here tonight. We will get into like the main topic here in just a little bit. But first, let's kind of talk a little bit. Let's have a little chat. I want to know how you're doing. Like, so just it's gonna be kind of weird, a little off the wall. But what did you eat for dinner tonight? Like, what did you have for dinner? I had some really awesome like pancakes and sausage my wife made, and yeah, they're pretty great. I ate too much, and shouldn't have eaten that much, but yeah, it was very good. So what did you have for dinner today? Let's just kind of it's fun, it's crazy, it's a little dumb, but you know let's go with it. Um, so yeah, who else watching? Let us know who's watching too. We want to know. I've got 7 people watching right now. I know Johnny and Lexi are on here, but who else is here? Just say hey or whatever. Pastor Johnny. Oh, Gooey's Pizza. Oh, that's good. That's good stuff. That is good stuff. I love some Gooey's Pizza. Low Country Bowl. Did you save me any? I bet you didn't. You better be glad my wife cooked some amazing pancakes and sausage because I would have been a little upset, but that was pretty good pancakes and sausage, I must say. But yeah, love me some Gooey's Pizza. Love some Low Country Bowl. Love some breakfast for dinner. That's always good. Cheyenne, hey Cheyenne, how you doing? Glad to have you tonight. Glad you're watching with us. Reagan, glad you're here. Yeah, so exciting. We got people watching. So yeah, yeah, we miss all you guys. We miss getting to see your faces and be able to like high five and fist bump and hug and talk face to face, not me talk to a camera and you type with your fingers for me to read it, you know. But yeah, saddle with Zaxby's chicken finger. That's always good. Yeah, that's some good stuff. Hey, Kale's here. Hey, Kale. It's the walking Kale through the cemetery. Sounds like fun. But yeah, okay, so just think about this then. If you could have any superpower at all, like flying, invisibility, supersonic hearing, super strength, telekinetic abilities, whatever. If you could have any superpower whatsoever, what would you choose? That's a kind of a big thought there. That's kind of hard to narrow it down to one. But yeah, if you could have any superpower at all, like your choice, which one would you choose? Kale, the myth or the legend? I think Kale is both the myth and the legend. Like, I guess he's not a myth though, because he's real. Myths are typically not real or not true. So, but he's like a myth. You would think he's a myth. You hear about how awesome Kale is, then you would think he's complete myth. Hey, Miss Christine's here. How you doing, Miss Christine? Lexi, reading minds. Oh, that could be good and bad. Although, if you can read minds, you would want to stay far away from me because you don't want to know what's going on up here because it's a whole bunch of weird craziness sometimes. But yeah, reading minds would be very helpful. You really know what's going on with somebody then. Invisibility. That would come in very handy if you got embarrassed and, like, say you tripped and fell on a football field in the middle of a halftime show and there was like 10,000 people watching you, and yeah, true story. But that can be very helpful if you had invisibility to just disappear and be gone. But yeah, Christine, aka Rat Killer. There's got to be a story there. Like, we're gonna have to look at this story later. This is like breaking news type stuff right here. We have a rat killer in the house or in the chat. The rat killer. That's awesome. Yeah. So who else? What kind of superpower would you like to have? Of all the ones that are out there, sonic flatulence. I hate to tell you, but you're almost there, kind of. You know. I mean, it could be useful, I guess, if you get in a situation and you just really need to get people away quickly. You could save lives that way. Like if there's something coming, like there's a fire or something, you can like sonic flatulence and like put the fire out, or like flatulence people away. Anyway, but yeah, let's move on. Reagan, the ability to freeze time. Now, that would be interesting, especially if you had to go from A to B and you didn't have enough time to go. And that would have come in very handy at VSU when I was going to school there, because I had like one class on this edge of the campus. I had to go all the way across campus in like 7 minutes through traffic and a bunch of people, and it would have been very helpful to freeze time to make it on time, because I was very rarely on time. Let's see, Annie. Yeah, we'll have to hear the story for sure. Oh, there's a video. There's a video. I think we need this video. We need the video. We need the video. Yeah. So hopefully we'll get that video. We can look at this. Okay. So all silliness aside, the craziness aside, I know those are kind of goofy questions, but you know, it's fun. We're here to have fun, right? Like, this is what we're here for. It's late night. It's like 9:11 right now, 9:11 p.m. So it's time to like you know, it's time to wind down. But get a little more serious. I don't want to get too serious yet, but get a little more serious. Like, how's your day been today? On a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being like, don't even ask, to 10 being like, this is like the best day ever. Like, how did your day rate? How did your day rank in there? Not so great being a 1, super awesome being 10. How was your day today? Or you can even look at the past couple of days if that's helpful. Yeah, today for me was probably about a 3.5 to 4. Not a great day, not the worst day ever either, but you know, Lexi was a 3. Okay, had a 3 for today. So you had a not so great day, but hopefully it's gotten better, and it will get better. And tomorrow's Saturday, so it's got to get better tomorrow. And then Sunday is even better. It's got to get even better than that on Sunday. I mean, because Sunday is Sunday. Sunday is awesome, right? So hopefully tomorrow and Sunday will get even better for you. Miss Annie got an 8. That's a pretty good day. Kale a 7. Okay, pretty good days. Johnny 6.78 plus or minus 4. Was it plus 4 or minus 4? Because we're talking either like a 10.78, like off the charts, amazing, or like 2.78, not so good. So which is it? Hopefully it's the 10.78, off the charts, amazing. Yeah, Reagan 5, kind of in there, not necessarily great, not necessarily bad. Okay, well, hopefully it'll get better. If nothing else, my craziness and my weirdness can make it 6 or 7 before you get to bed, at least. Maybe, you know, kind of bump that thing up a little bit. Let's bump them numbers up. Lexi, yes, hopefully tomorrow and Sunday will be better. And I believe they will be. I'm going to be positive and optimistic and believe that yes, they are going to be better. So yeah. So let's go ahead and get into tonight's topic, kind of what we had in mind. So now we're going to look at your toughest year yet. We're going to kind of revisit that. And the purpose for tonight is I really want to inspire you and I want to motivate you. It's a little bit different because of course we want to have fun. We want to kind of hang out. We want to just kind of relax and kind of let our hair down, which is why I'm wearing my hat, because my hair is like falling down because I was in the sun today. It was hot and it was sweating. It just everywhere. It was not good. I'm not taking the hat off. Don't even ask. But yeah, we're going to look at something I said earlier in the year. Like you may see in the description. Yeah, and you may remember this, but the very first Wednesday night, I think it was, of 2020, we opened up a series called Maturity. And the topic of the night was your toughest year yet. And I read you a letter, and in that letter, I said, I hope this is your toughest year yet. And so yesterday, some of you reminded me of that, and were like, "Hey, dude, what's the deal? Like, you see what you caused, right? You caused the coronavirus." Well, it didn't quite say that, um, but we won't look at that this year because the whole key to it was I wasn't saying I hope this is your hardest year yet, because I would never want something to be hard on you, like on purpose. But the whole talk that night was, I hope this is your toughest year yet, as far as you getting tougher, spiritually and possibly physically. I mean, if you do like some kind of basic training boot camp sort of thing, you're going to get pretty tough pretty quick. Um, but yeah, so far, and I'm pretty sure I know the answer to this question, but so far, has this been a tough year for you? Has this year been tough on you so far up to this point? We're 4 months in, almost 5 months. Um, but has this year been tough for you? And if you say yes, then in about 5 words or less, in less than 5 words or less, um, how has this year been tough on you? Like, what has happened that's made it tough, or what have you been through that's made it tough? You don't have to go into specifics and details, but what is it that's made this year so tough? And it is, you maybe be able to answer it 1 word or 2 words, maybe answered 5 words. You probably, by the time you try to write a whole paragraph out, we'll be moved on. So you can keep it a little shorter, 5 words or less or so. We're going to look at that for just a minute. We'll kind of go forward from there. But if you say this year has been tough for me, then how's it been tough? Pastor Johnny, very challenging. Yeah, it's been very challenging. Kale, you can't grow unless you go through a storm. Very true. Lexi, having to hold my own ground. And on that note, sometimes that could be just as hard as moving forward, right? That could be a whole nother night, a whole nother discussion. But sometimes just trying to hold your ground can be hard enough. And just as hard, if not harder, than trying to move forward. Because at least when you're moving forward, you have some momentum behind you. But when you're trying to hold your ground, you're trying to stand strong. And I get the mental image of the 300 Spartans in the movie 300, like, oh, like they stood their ground, had their shields up there, and they locked their knees in place, and they're ready to go, and they're blocking, and that can be hard to hold your ground sometimes. Yeah, disruption of direction, because I'm sure most of everybody. Okay, it's like, okay, it's a new year, 2020. Okay, it's a new year, new year, new me, that sort of thing. That little cliche thing. You have your resolutions, you have your goals for this year, and you're like, okay, let's do this thing. You got your first couple months, you're gaining some momentum. You're really starting to put in your time in the gym. I didn't, but maybe you did, or maybe you're working hard on your sport that you're playing, or your instrument you're playing, or maybe you're working hard to read your Bible, and you're working hard to be a good influence on your friends and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden, it just kind of, everything just grinds to a halt, right? Like, you go from, like, you're in school every day, normal everyday school, to there is no school. Well, there's school still there, but you're not in school anymore, and you don't see your friends anymore, and you don't have your sport anymore, and you don't have your band come together to play anymore. And that could be tough. Like, and I'm saying that, and that's something that's never really happened to us before. We never had to deal with that kind of stuff before. And like I said, it's very hard because you don't know if you want to move forward or back. Yeah, I mean, if you're there, and if you're not already moving forward and you're at a standstill, I mean, it can be tough. It's like you're at a crossroads. I mean, like, you could keep moving forward and push forward. It's going to be tough. It's going to be rough sometimes, but you're going to gain so much from it. And we'll talk about it a little bit. Or you can choose, okay, well, it's just not worth this. I'm just going to step back, and then you lose all that ground you've gained this whole time. And it can be very tough. And like Pastor Johnny says, it can be paralyzing. You can let it overwhelm you to a point where you just don't know what to do. And so you're paralyzed. You're just there, you're still, and you don't know which way to turn. And so, yeah, I mean, it's been tough. This is probably one of the tougher years that we've seen. And there's just so much going on. And I'm not going to go through a list of everything, because we're not here to I don't want to discourage anybody for sure, but I mean, you've lived it, so you know all the stuff that's going on, all the stuff that went on before the coronavirus stuff. Um, but yeah, it's been a lot going on, like in the world itself, and as well as personally. Um, but here's the question that I really want to get into, and really want to touch base with. Um, like Lacey says, I feel paralyzed and no one knows I'm dealing with it. That's where it really gets hard, because if it's easy to see everybody's kind of secluded right now, everybody's kind of to themselves, because until here lately you can't really go anywhere, and there's still not really anywhere to go. So you can be in this situation and nobody really even know what's going on, and it can be tough. And that's why, like last week we talked about, it's important to find somebody, your best friend, your aunt, your cousin, whoever that you can talk to and talk about these things with, and you can help pull each other out of the rut. I mean, because we get into a rut sometimes. It's like, okay, I can't go any further. I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do. But it's important to have somebody you can lean on. And but the important question I want to get to tonight is: has your tough experiences that you've been through, have they helped you be tougher as a person, as a follower of Christ? And I'll say it again: has your tough experiences that you've been through helped you to be tougher as a person, as a follower of Christ? The things you face, whatever it may be, like not letting, or not wanting anyone to know your weaknesses, and the disruption of our world, the personal battles you face, have these things helped to make you tougher? Have they helped you to be tougher, both as a person and as a follower of Christ? And if so, how? I mean, is it a way that you've seen so far? Is it a way that you know, yeah, this is definitely helping me out? Or sometimes it can be hard to see that it's helping you out. Sometimes it just feels like you're in this, just, there's not even a word for it. You're just in this mess, in this situation you're in this whatever, and it don't feel so good. Maybe you can't see the good in it. Maybe you can't see how it's helping you or how it's making you better. And real quickly, I'll tell you a story from my life of experience. There was a few years ago, about 6.5 years ago. My wife Ashley and I, we were looking at inheriting this house in a way. Very long story short, we had this house. We were living in the house, helping take care of our neighbor who owned the house, who was like, okay, look, you help take care of me. I'll put it in my will, make sure you get the house, just for a thank you to help take care of me. And we're like, this is just amazing. This is like a blessing from God. It's so good, because we were living in an apartment before, and the apartment wasn't the very best situation for us. And then Ashley was pregnant with Lily at the time. So it was like, okay, well, this is definitely God. Let's do this thing. This is amazing. So we moved into this house, and the whole time we lived in this house, things were pretty well great. We got along with the gentleman we were helping out pretty well. We all got along very well, and he was very nice. But then unexpectedly, he passed away. Went to the hospital for like a routine sort of thing, and never came back out of it. And so all of his family, they were fine with us. So, well, he told you can have the house. This is your house. We'll let you keep the house. So they were all good with it. And then through all the legal stuff, the will and all the lawyer stuff, kind of find out somebody else who lived there before us was helping take care of him. He had put it in his will for them to get the house, so the house became theirs legally. And all of a sudden, his family had no say-so in it. And so the family that owned it at this point now, they said, no, well, you have to go. We need to do something with this house. I think she's going to give it to her daughter or sell it or something. And so she's like, well, you need to move on. You need to move out. And, you go from a place where you feel like this is something God's blessed you with and something God's given you and like just wrapped up, gift wrapped with the bow and everything placed before you, and all of a sudden, no, that's not your house, that's not your gift, that's not yours. Like that could be devastating. I mean, right? Like put yourself in my shoes. Like think about the thing you want most, or one of the things you want most. Like okay, here it is, and then all of a sudden, oh, well, you know what? No, that's not yours. Like we were both devastated. Like we were praying hard, and like to be honest, our faith like took a pretty good shot. Like okay, God, what's the deal with this? And we were just like at this place where we just didn't know what to do. And so we decided, okay, well, I mean, there's no way we could fight it because it's their house. They get to say what to do with it. And the older gentleman's family tried to help us, but it didn't work out. So we ended up moving out. We moved in with my parents. They had a little bit of room, literally a room that we could move into. And they helped us out from keep us from being on the street or trying to get a place we couldn't afford and get financial trouble or something like that. But still, it hurt, and it was so hard and so tough. And looking back now, it's easier to see the good that came out of it. Like at the time, we were like, okay, there's no good in this. Like this is like, okay, God, was this even your deal? Was this even your plan? Like what's going on? And looking back on it, and it came clear a few months later, but especially looking back today, like the house we live in now is so much better than that house we would have been in. But looking at it, we're like, okay, well, first of all, even though that wasn't a house we got to stay in, it got us out of the apartment, which was a bad situation for us. I mean, like, I'm not going to mention the apartments because they're here in town, but like drug issues, mental people that like were seeing things like seeing fairies and seeing ghosts and stuff and like trying to burn their apartment. Yeah, anyway. But yeah, it got us out of that situation with my pregnant wife that I was not about to raise a child in that situation. But we couldn't really afford anything else at the time. So it got us out of that. We were able to have a few months with no rent payment. We paid like the electric bill and stuff like that, but that was like half our rent payment from before. And it got us into a place of safety with my parents. And it's hard. It was hard then as a 23-year-old guy being like, yeah, I moved back in with my parents with my pregnant wife. Like that's kind of deflating to your ego. And like, you know, I mean, just being real, like you guys want to talk about, you're like, you want to be like, I'm a man. I got my own place. I got my wife. We got a baby, but no, I'm back living with my parents again. And that's kind of rough. But through all that, God showed us that he has his hand in everything. It don't matter what we go through, good, bad, ugly, whatever. He has his hand in everything. And so because of that situation, because it was very tough on our faith, and it kind of shook our faith and rocked our faith a little bit. But through that, we were able to grow from it. Because now it's like, okay, well, if God leads us to something, all of a sudden it's like, okay, this is a dead end. Then, okay, well, it's not really a dead end because God has a plan somewhere. And so it's really made both of us stronger through that. And you've had a similar situation. Maybe you've been in a situation where you're like, things are going great. Like, okay, yeah, all this awesome stuff's happening. Yay, God, yay, whatever. Praise hands, yay. And then all of a sudden something comes along and it's like, okay, well, nope. Like just yeet, like gone. Yes, I said yeet. I like the word yeet. Like this gift, like just yeeted out of your life. And maybe you've been in a situation before and it's just like, okay, God, what's going on? But as long as we'll trust in him and rely on him, he's going to have our betterment in mind. It may not be the way we think it is, but he has great things planned for us. His word tells us all throughout the Old and New Testament of the plans he has for us and the things he has for us and how he really cares about us. He loves us and he has great things in store for us. So rewind just a little bit. I think we pretty all agree it's been a pretty tough year. But my question is, has this tough year increased your toughness? Has it made you tougher? And by saying I hope this is your toughest year yet, I don't mean I hope this is your hardest year yet. I hope this is the year where you really start to take on a new toughness and a new a new sense of understanding that God's got your back, that God has you. He's not going to abandon you. He's not just going to leave you behind. But He cares for you, like, very deeply, deeper than any person on the face of this planet. And so one verse that I used that night and we talked about, and we're going to look at it again right here. It's James chapter 1, verse 2 through 5. And I really want to kind of look at this just for a minute. I know we're getting a little longer than I want to go, but I feel like this is very important. And let's look at, James chapter 1, verse 2 through 5. I got it on the screen for you. It says, "Dear brothers and sisters," that's you and that's me, all of us together, "when troubles of any kind come your way, consider it an opportunity for great joy. For you know that when your faith is tested, your endurance has a chance to grow. So let it grow. Let it grow. Let it grow." Oh, sorry, that didn't happen. "For when your endurance is fully developed, you will be perfect and complete, needing nothing. If you need wisdom, ask our generous God, and He will give it to you. He will not rebuke you for asking." And like, how refreshing is that, just to know that, I mean, first of all, the very first verse, that when troubles of any kind come your way, like any troubles at all, if they come your way, you can consider it joy. And it's not easy to do in the circumstance. It's not easy to do, especially if you've never experienced that before. It's not easy to look at losing the house that you thought was just like gift wrapped and given to you as joy, because we were not joyful about it at the time. But we should look at these opportunities as joy. And like Johnny says, there it is. It's opportunity. It's joy. It's all about the joy. Because everything you go through, every trial you face, there's an opportunity for joy inside of it. And it may not seem like it, but it's so, so true. And like in verse 4, if you can learn to do this in every situation you face, if you look at every hardship and say, okay, this is an opportunity for joy. This is an opportunity for growth. This is an opportunity to make me better and tougher and stronger. So that if you continue to do this, it's going to be automatic for you. You're going to say, okay, well, here's a very tough situation, but you know what? God, it's an opportunity for joy. So you know what? You do your thing. And that's going to get your endurance fully developed. So you'll be perfect and complete, and you won't need anything. You won't need anything because you'll know where your source is. You know your source of strength. You'll know that God's got you, so you don't need anything else. And that's the baseline thing. If you can get that into your mind, and it's hard for me to even think sometimes. There's still things I face where I'm like, hey, God, what you doing? Like, dude, I don't like this. I need you to do something. I'm not happy. I need you. If we can even just get in our mind, like, okay, this is a bad situation. I don't like what's going on. But there's an opportunity for joy here. And like we say at church all the time, you have to choose joy. You can every time this thing hits you, you can choose to you can choose self-pity. You can choose to get depressed. You can choose to get angry. You can choose to turn away from God completely. It's like, you know what, forget this. I can't do this. Or you can choose joy. And of course, one's going to lead to a life of unhappiness and a life of depression and a life without God. And the other one's going to lead to a life of joy, a life with God, a life of growing and getting tougher and growing stronger. And like that last verse says, if you need wisdom, just ask. In that time, I needed a lot of wisdom. There's times right now where I need a lot of wisdom. And the cool thing about God is that you can ask Him. You can ask Him for anything, but especially wisdom. It says wisdom here. If you ask God for wisdom, He's going to give it to you. He's going to help you to discern and to know what's the right answer. And He's going to help you to know what the answer is, what you're supposed to do, or where to go, or which path to take, what job to take, which car to buy, which house to buy, which boy or girlfriend to go with. Can I get an amen from the parents that might be watching right now? But just ask God for wisdom in anything you come across, anything you go to try to do, and He'll be there to help you with His Holy Spirit, like we talk about I think it was last week we talked about the Holy Spirit. That's what he's here for. He's here to comfort us, but also to help guide us in the right way we go. So yeah, this verse, if you ever feel like you don't know what to do, Lexi, if you get to that point where you feel like you're at a standstill and you don't know how to go forward and you feel like falling back sometimes, read this verse, James chapter 1 verses 2 through 5. It's kind of become one of my go-to faith building verses, because when I hit a hardship, I go to read this verse. It reminds me, okay, consider it an opportunity of great joy. And it's not just joy, it says great joy. Like, okay, it's like, oh, yay, joy. It's like, yeah, joy, yeah, great joy. And everybody's probably thinking I've lost my mind right now. But it's great joy. It can be joyful in bad situations. Miss Annie said, yeah, even if the situation isn't joyful, we can choose to press into God, and He will help us move forward and eventually restore joy. That's right. And chances are, well, not even chances are, you're going to hit times where you don't feel like being joyful. You don't feel like thanking God for what you're going through. You don't feel like even wanting to talk to God. But it's important we choose joy and pursue joy and ask God for wisdom to help us make it the difference. Desmond says hello and great stuff and encouragement. Thank you, Desmond. You have a great YouTube channel as well. But yeah, and that's what I'm here for. I'm here to encourage you guys. And I'm getting a little hyper over here. See, I had too much coffee today. I've had 3 cups of coffee today, so y'all might need to calm me down. But yeah. So, and with that last verse, he'll never rebuke you for asking. And we're like, well, what's rebuke? Rebuke means basically to get on to you. Like in the South, it's like, I'm going to get on to you. But God's not going to get on to you for asking for wisdom. He tells us to ask for wisdom. So if we ask for wisdom, He's going to give us the wisdom, and He's not going to rebuke us. And coming in for a close, but I got one video I want to show you because I come across it yesterday actually, and Pastor Stephen Furtick is like, he's one of the guys I love to watch on YouTube and on like everywhere I could see him. Pastor Stephen Furtick, he's a pastor of Elevation Church in North Carolina. Great speaker, great encourager, great, like, just mind-blowing stuff sometimes. But watch this video because it's very important. He put this out on his TikTok the other day, and I think it's very important for us right now, because now we're kind of on this middle of the curve sort of thing, swinging back toward a downward swing, hopefully, of the curve, and everybody's talking about how to get back to normal. And he has a very good take on what is normal. So let's watch it just for a minute. We'll come right back and we'll close this thing out.
Thinking today how we talk about getting back to normal. You know how you hear the phrase, this is a new normal, or what's a new normal? And the Lord was speaking to me, there's no such thing as normal. There's never been anything normal. What is normal? You know, that just depends on your narrative, right? The way we think things are supposed to be or have to be. Certainly if you read the Bible, there's nothing normal about, fishermen being charged to take the gospel to the whole world, tax collectors, prostitutes being welcomed into the kingdom of heaven. That wasn't normal. Shepherd boy fighting a giant. Some people say Goliath was 7 feet, some people say 9. All I know is he was a lot bigger than David, so there was nothing normal about fighting a big, heavily armed giant with a slingshot. Yeah, put it in the comment. No such thing as normal. No such thing as normal. But normal is overrated, you know that. I mean, the Bible says, don't be conformed to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. In other words, God wants to give us a new normal in the way we think, in the way we move, even in the way that we address negativity, in the way we find ways to fight battles in the natural realm with our spiritual weapons. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal but mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds. We're going to wrestle against flesh and blood, but against spiritual wickedness, principalities. So we're not normal as believers, and the world has always been inside out, upside down. The kingdom of God is a new normal. So the Lord is showing us that.
So I hope you let that be encouraging to you to know that, like, we get so worried about, okay, get back to normal. What's normal? Like he said, what does normal even look like as a Christian? We shouldn't be trying to get to normal. We should be just pursuing God and whatever He has for us, and let that be our normal. It should be normal for us to be able to trust God in everything we have and everything we do. And easier said than done, I know, but it's such a powerful word. And normal is very overrated. Normal is so overrated. That's why I'm very not normal. I'm so abnormal. It's not even funny. I don't have a normal personality. I don't have a normal sense of humor. I don't have normal dad jokes, but I do have dad jokes. So before we go, and I hope you guys really, I hope this just really encouraged you tonight. I hope it has helped you. That's what I'm here for. Here for fun and good times, but I want to encourage you most of all, because it's important that we make it through this. And this may be our toughest year yet, but we can be tougher in this year. We can be the toughest we've ever been if we just keep our eyes on God, keep our focus on Him, and let Him define our normal. So, real quick before we go, I always love dad jokes. I always love sharing dad jokes. So, I have to share a couple dad jokes with you. Just, if you want to like stay serious, you can go back and watch the serious part of it again. But I want to leave you with some new joy. Like we're going to jumpstart this joy thing right here, right now. And so I know these are funny. These are funny dad jokes. So like you're required to laugh. I don't have a laugh track yet I can play. I'm actually looking for one of those because I need laughter. I need to hear laughter. Nobody's laughing here. I'm by myself in my room. But yeah, you're gonna laugh. I know you're gonna laugh. So I'm gonna hear you laughing in my head. Okay. So first dad joke. And you may have heard this before. So if you think you know the answer, just comment. Like, just put what you think the answer to this one is. I'm not going to wait for you because, yeah, we're already past time that I wanted to end. But yeah. Okay, so why did the coffee file a police report? Why did the coffee file a police report? Anybody? Because it got mugged. The coffee got mugged. He got mugged. That's good stuff. I hear you laughing right now. I know you're just laughing. You're slapping the table and you're like punching somebody because like it's just so funny. Okay. Second one. Okay, next one. Do you want to hear a joke about paper? Never mind. It's terrible. You get like terrible. That's the knee slapper right there. Okay. So last one, and this one's more of a warning than anything, because I actually have a little like demonstration here. But I just want to warn you guys that you should never don't buy anything with Velcro. Like, don't buy anything with Velcro at all. It's such a ripoff. Like, it's a ripoff. You get it's just. It rips off. Anyway, so yeah, okay, that's enough of that. Let's get out of here. So I hope you've enjoyed tonight. I hope it's been encouraging for you. I hope you've laughed a little bit. I see Kale's laughing in comments, and Riley's is bro with like 15 H's. Is that like a pity, bro? Like, bruh. Dude. Or is it like, bro, that is so awesome? It's the second one. I know it's the second one. It's like, bro, that's so good. Yeah, I'm going with that. Like, don't even, you don't have to comment. Don't even tell me. Like, I already know. I already know. But yes, I hope this has been encouraging for you. I hope it kind of helped you out a little bit. Lexi, I hope this helps you to be able to stand your ground and to push back and push forward. Don't go back, but push forward, push back against whatever's coming at you. Keep pushing forward, keep pressing forward. Let the tough things that come at you make you tougher. That's the kind of the key I really want you to keep in mind is let the tough things make you tougher. And those times where you feel like, God, I don't know what to do, I don't know where to go, ask Him for that wisdom. And He's already right here with us because His Spirit is with us. His Holy Spirit's right here with us. So, like, He's already done half the work for us. Just asking, like, He's like, boom, I'm here. Like, dude, I'm ready. Let's go. I'm ready to do this thing. So So yeah, hope it's been great for you. It's been encouraging. Hope you've laughed a little bit at my amazing, not bad, not dumb, but my amazing dad jokes, because they're super awesome. I hope you enjoyed it. Looking forward already to next time. And don't forget, it's coming Wednesday. It's going to be a little different because instead of it being like just us, we're going to be joining with FDM, who puts on Adrenaline and Winter Retreat and Simple Conference and all that. We're going to be like virtually with students and adult leaders all across the Southeast United States, Georgia, Florida, maybe some even other states, I don't know. But we're coming together to have a very special service, a very special time together. It's going to be super amazing. I already know it is because, well, I'm not going to spoil it. You just have to wait and watch it because it's going to be awesome. So I love you guys. Hope you have a great night. Hope you get some good sleep. Hope you have an amazing day tomorrow. And don't forget to choose joy and just like tough it up. Just tough. Just be tough. Like super toughness. I can't find my button. Okay, yep, there we go. So, love you guys. Have a great night.